stocks. So right now we're just gonna go through a couple of assets we're trying to take trades on. So if you're just joining us, welcome to the Pro Tribe. Kindly like, comment, and share to others. Okay, so this is JP225. This is the Japanese 225 index, right? So normally it's a bullish asset. You can see this on the monthly time frame. It's been bullish all the while. And then there's the weekly, and you can see how beautiful the weekly prints. This is a bullish swing, and then a retracement, a push, and then a retracement. Right here, we are reacting from this area. You can see this OB that's sponsored that by this on JB225. This is the OB that's sponsored that by, right? So if we go down to the daily time frame, you can still see the same thing. It has gotten there to the midpoint of that other block there, and it's rejecting right now. So our trade is focused, or how do we get this entry we're about to take? You can see we took a sell sometime last week, and the inspiration for the sell was just simple, still based on the 4 hours candle annotations, right? So not to bore us with that, let's just look at how we got what we're about to take this buys. So firstly, as of yesterday, was it yesterday? Okay, I think I didn't do anything yesterday on this guy. It was just on S&P 500. I will get to that. Okay, firstly, you can see that this is zone we have marked out to take stuff from, all right, to react from. And then if you notice the sales we took, that was last week Thursday or Friday, last week Friday, you can see the sales ended here, and this was exactly where I marked out to exit my sales. And I haven't gotten there. You see the first rejection, a failure to close. This is a 4-hourly time frame, don't forget that. So a failure to close, all right, by the 23 candle. Then the following candle, which was earlier this morning at 3 a.m., you can see the rejection. Now, if you understand your Japanese candlesticks very well, just normal candlesticks annotation, you notice what we have here is this. Let me just quickly draw that out for us. So what we have there is just this. Okay, we have this rejection there, and then we have our pin bar. And what does that signify? At the bottom of the chart, when I mean bottom of the chart, this is relatively a bottom because of where it's reacting from. Remember, it's like an OB, bottom side of the charts that we're reacting from. So relatively, that's a bottom. Okay, let me move this out so we don't think. Let me take it here. Good. Let me bring it inside here. Good. Take out this guy. Take out this guy. Okay. So firstly, you can see we go this way. This is exactly what we have right here, right? The formation, the candle formation we have right there. All right. So I'm going to push that up a bit to the entry area. Good. So you have this reacting from, like I said, from the bottom, relative bottom, okay? And then you have your impulsive candle this way to the upside. So what am I expecting? Buys from here. Now from here you can decide to buy to the swing high. That's the all-time high, right? You can decide to push it down to all-time high. It's possible. Today is Wednesday. You can push it up to all-time high because it's clear. The reaction point is clear. So what are we waiting for? We're waiting for a retest down to this area. Now, how did we get that retest? I'll go to the line chart. On the line chart, you can see it's not so clear. But then if you go to the 2 hours time frame, 1 hour time frame, okay, yeah, this is it. So I'm using a key level on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, this is exactly where I'm reacting from on the 1 hour time frame. It's supposed to be on this exact point. But then if you go to the candlesticks, I just went from the top of this doji there to enter from. And we're hoping that the market will probably pull back, right, to pull back a bit into the zone before taking off. And then of course when it gets here, you expect a little bit of reaction. Gets here, you expect a little bit of, especially at this point, expect a rejection for sellers, all right? But then, of course, definitely continue buying. So that is that for JP225, right? That's that. So it's very simple. Candlesticks annotation reacting at the bottom of the chart, and of course, maximizing the 6 a.m. for early candle. But in this case, 7 a.m. for early candle because the next candle opens at 11, which is just right there. So once this candle is bullish, the 7 a.m. or the 6 a.m. relatively to the pair, once it opens bullish or bearish, or it closes rather bullish or bearish, you're setting off to an extent, you're setting off the direction for that day. If not for that day, at least to the immediate um market structure area, either the reversal area for buys or the reversal areas for sell. So if this guy should move and he wants to continue selling, it has to buy first, at least to this area, okay, or to this area before dumping. But the reaction already signals today for us to buy. All right, so that's that for JP225. Now coming to S&P 500, almost the same thing. All right, also bullish. Okay, so if you go to the monthly time frame, you can see all bullish, weekly, yeah, the same thing, bullish, more bullish. But then you can see the reaction over there, and then we noticed a sweep on the weekly right there. Sure, let me zoom in a bit. So you can see the rejection over there. What is this? A sweep. And then if we come to the daily time frame, the daily has already printed what? It printed. Now this is a strong rejection for buys that continued anyways, and then a massive sell, and then a reaction as though it wanted to start buying, but then it was a false reaction, and then we have this break to the downside. But what I wanted to consider was this: I wanted this guy to close bearish. If this guy closed bearish, that's bearish breaking this previous low here of last week Tuesday. If you had broken with body close, then we may have considered sellers, right? It's more correlated. Now, all the indices, most of them are correlated, right? Positively correlated. So what I would do is I went to the 4 hour time frame, and you can see clearly on the 4 hourly time frame, you can see this rejection here. Market just swept over, and then what do you have? You have the first, okay, after this one, bearish and impulsive candle. The next one failed. The second one failed. And then remember there's a 4 hourly time frame. And then the third one, which was a 7 a.m. candle close bullish. Once it closes bullish like this, what do I expect? I already know my direction for the day. So especially that 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. as the case may be. So I have this already bullish. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting a retracement before I continue my buys. Now, how do we get that retracement? Just right on the 4 hourly there. You can see I took the what's it called, the key level. Now it is safe to say that I can decide to push my SL. If I go to probably a lower time frame, let's say to the 2 hours time, 1 hour time frame rather. Let me go to the 1 hour time frame. It is safe to say that my SL can be good here. Alright, but not to give any chances, alright. I'm not looking for some sniper, blah blah blah. Okay, I just want to be in the trade and make sure I knock every possible move I have to make. Alright, so that's it. Now the better entry would have been this engulfing week. Yeah, I told you guys about engulfing weeks. The better entry would have been around here, but then I want to stay here. If it dips in, I have enough room to breathe. Okay, so that is that for S&P 500, and of course you can ride it to the top. I'm not going so far. I'm just going to do 1:4.4. Okay, and I may close after I may close here, as the case may be. You're not looking for, so his trading is not about hitting TP. Okay, it's just about maximizing every move you get and making profit out of it. Okay, TP may be just an individual. Okay, maximize every move you have and then make profit out of it. Okay, the next guy is S&P US 30. So the US 30 has already printed all its intentions, even from even from Monday, right? I think we took this buy. I think so. Yup. I took the buy. That's it. It was the fastest buy. I took this buy on US 30. You can see the same thing that I showed us on JP225. That's what printed on Monday. The same kind of principle. Let me just copy it, right? I'm gonna copy it and take it to US30. So you can see the same thing printed on Monday, the same thing. After the sales, you can see the rejection. And one of the ways I use in trading the indices is that I check their correlation. Now, for instance, I don't like trading in Nasdaq. Okay, I don't know why, but I don't just trade it. But then you can see once this guy closed bullish, they are all telling you the same thing. The only objection to the indices today is just the German 40, right? Which, or you can see it's even printing bulls, right? It's printing bulls. But I wouldn't take it because I don't like where it's reacting from. Okay, but all the rest of them, you can see they're all on my watch list for today, active watch list. Okay, so I wouldn't take German 40 for anything for today. Even though the buyers are very clear. I have a call coming in. So how did we get in for this guy? We already know that JP25 is going to buy. S&P is going to buy. So US30 also, obviously, you can see that they are all the same narrative I already gave earlier on. Okay, but then where is this buy coming in? I took a sell yesterday, mind you. Also yesterday, let me show us the sell. Yeah, this is the sell yesterday. And I closed out. Like I said, it's not about hitting TP. If you're trading no TP, that's not the focal point. It's to make money, right? So I took a sell and I exited just somewhere around here because I noticed the reactions from other pairs, correlating pairs, and I noticed that it's already reacting from a point where I would want to maybe hush for the meantime. Okay, okay, so that is that for US30. So we are waiting. Okay, I said we took a sell, right? So what we did today was very simple. 7 a.m., 6 a.m. and we can say relative. I say relative, right? On US30, 6 prints at 6 a.m. All right. And then on S&P 500 and JP25 prints at 7 a.m. So 6 a.m. Candle was bullish, massively bullish. So we're expecting a retracement deep down into this area and then we continue bullish. And of course, you can hold to your swing guys. And we already missed the first swing, which I don't know if it will come back. Hopefully, I'm hoping it comes back because I don't want to miss this move. Anyways, so this is what we're expecting. But it already happened. You can see on the 9 a.m. count. This is on the 1 hour time, 2 hours time frame. Let me go to the 1 hour time frame so you notice what I'm saying. So you can see after these rejections, multiple rejections, right? You have a break. This is a complete break at 7 a.m. to the upside, full body close. So the return was just right at that key level there. You can see right at the key level, it returns, and that's supposed to be our entry. So, sincerely speaking, I hope it comes back. I just hope so. Maybe an impulsive move just brings it to deep in and then moves up. That is my sight for JP225. Sorry, for US30 rather. Okay, that's for US30. Now let's go to silver. So these are the four pairs I'm going to be looking at. I'm not looking at the rest. I was looking at Euro JPY, but then I know I wanted to take a buy, but I'm not comfortable with whatever it is. If you remember 500, if you remember, this was that night I told you guys. If you remember, I said if you're holding any sales, kindly exit. You can see how clean the buys were deliver the 1:10. If you remember very well. That was, I think, the previous class we had on Friday or on Saturday. It was on Friday, yeah. Friday, you can see it delivered pretty very well, and everything went okay. Now, so I'm not gonna be doing anything with JP225 for now. I wanted to buy NZD USD as well, but I'm not comfortable as well. I think I'm not comfortable as well. Gold is gonna buy, of course, but I'm not comfortable also with where it's printing from. So the reason why I'm not taking NZD USD is because of Euro USD. I don't like how Euro USD closed. The CCM candle, I don't like how it closed, so I'm not going to be doing anything on these pairs. ADUSD is printing very well, buy, but of course I'm not going to take it. I just want to take these ones, just these four pairs. JP225, S&P 500, US30, and silver. Now, what is it with silver? I started trading silver, was it thereabout? So after publishing the stuff I was going to trade as of Wednesday or Monday on X after publishing that. So I got a question. Let me quickly go to my X. I got a question from one of my followers, and he said, TPT, what's up with silver? Okay. So I said, I mainly checked silver at that moment and I noticed everything was clean. It was right at the best spot for me to buy. And I entered instantly. So that was the first time I was going to trade silver. And it's all good. So let me just take us quickly to the tweets. You can see I've tweeted already for today. Silver buys, JP25. These are things I'm looking at, their prices, their relative prices. Okay. So let me quickly go to, that was Monday, right? That was Monday. Just a sec. Okay, so this is it, Monday, 18th of May, if I'm correct, yeah. So you can see long, BTC long, German 40 long, Euro USD long, USD CHF short, and then silver long even from the current price as at the time I posted. So the only thing that messed us up was BTC that day. Yeah, BTC messed us up because it gave us some profit, but then I didn't take the profit of course, and it dumped later on. Okay, so that was the only disadvantage we had. Then German 40, I didn't execute German 40. Instead, I executed JP225, which was the buys. Was it JP225 or US 30? Which was the buys we saw earlier on. Yeah, this one. I executed US 30, which was this one. So you see, it's very simple. The same analogy for silver. Towards the analogy for silver, you can see it's reacting cleanly. This is the buy I took the other day. This is the buy I took on Monday. But then I closed out. So you don't TP is illusional. I closed out somewhere around here. I think it one is to at 1:2 or thereabouts. Did I make money? Yes. At least my portfolio added something. So I closed that around somewhere around there. And then market reversed because it was still dumping. Why? Because it needed to grab some stuff here. Right? This is the relative bottom. All right, relative bottom. So how did I get inspiration for today's position? Now here's the coup. Now gold already closed at 6 a.m. candle close bullish. I'm expecting a buy, but I wasn't going to take gold. Reasons being, I don't like the reacting position right now for gold. Now, if you look at it very well, it's clean. Let me see, 75% both candles today. Sorry, let me take this out. Let me take this out. 75, let me take that. 75% of both candles is very cleanly described to be this area. Let me put it there. That's it. Somewhere around there. And you see, it didn't get there. Instead, it's reacting from somewhere around 50%. Market reacted from 50%, which is good enough for buys. But I'm going to ignore it. I won't take it. So already I know that the market for today for gold and silver is going to be bullish. So what did I do with silver? I already know that silver printed even clean, more clean than gold. So what I'm going to do is 6 a.m. already closed bullish. So I'm waiting for a retracement just right at the key level right there. Just right there. Okay, and I'm going to enter my buys. And my SLR gave room for enough space. Adventure wants to weak into this area because this is an engulfing week. This is an engulfing week just right below. So Adventure wants to weaken. That's all good. So I'm going to be holding the positions for as long as just one is to four. But then if it gives me up to this high, I'll be out. If I see a market character change, do you understand? So that's all for our analysis for today. So do you have any questions? Anything you want us to look at or something? Let's have it. So, Captain, I saw your analysis on EuroJPY. This was very clean. I won't lie. This is very clean. I was waiting for this entry. I wasn't triggered. But then, how many was the reward? What's the reward for this trade?
That initial one is one is to four.
Okay, good. Now let me show you something. I know I've told you maximize your positions, and if you know you cannot stick to maximizing it that much, just refrain and go back to what you know how to do best. It was Euro JPY, I'm correct, right? Now watch, this is my own position on Euro JPY. That was a clean one is to four. But guess what? I wasn't triggered. But if I was triggered, the thing hit my TP and still did extra. Meanwhile, you were still struggling with your 1:3. See, as much as you can, try to size down or size up on your SL, whatever the case may be. Now, I was waiting here to be triggered, but I wasn't. I wasn't, which was very painful. I'm going to go down to the 2 hours time frame. What did I do? It was very simple. My 4 hours are already closed bearish, even though I went to the market very late yesterday, very, very late, and it hurts me. I went to the market very late. So this was a closed bearish already. This was a 6 a.m. It has already printed. What was I expecting? I was expecting a return. So when I already visited the market had already dumped to this level. So I went very late to the market. I was hoping that the swing would just push up a bit before dumping. It didn't. So my SL covered enough and gave me room for 1 is to 4. Meanwhile, you entered earlier. You entered far earlier before me. And how come you're still not? If you close that trade in profit.
Now.
Okay, good. Good. That's great.
Come on, it's not about
Okay. I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
okay. No man, the problem with Euro JPY is that if anytime Euro USD is selling, Euro JPY retracement don't normally happen.
Okay.
So that just the mistake I made is that I pushed down my TP beyond that daily low, down Tuesday low. I been a Monday low. And that the time I observed that, like I discovered that the market is already showing a kind of retracement in which I don't like.
Okay. Now,
So I have to live on with that
if you
mistake.
remember for Euro JPY, I told you guys the other day, we had the live analysis and I told you how that my guy was selling and all that. And he had a clean sale because of this rejection. I told him to close out. The rejection for buys are clear. Let me take this out. This is Euro JPY. This is the first rejection. Second rejection. These guys they call it second rejection. And this was where I told us to buy as of that day. You can see the pump to the upside. This pump, what does it tell you? It tells you that it even broke through this trend impulsively. Now, if I should paste this candle theorem we copied earlier on, if you remember the candle theorem that I copied earlier on, if I should paste it right now, it will, what time frame is it? Daily. Let me go back to the 4 hours. If I should post that candle theorem, this is Phoenix. What am I doing? Okay, good. Okay, I'm very sorry. Let me just delete everything total. Post. Okay, good. If I should post this candle theory that we did here, that was exactly what's printed on the daily for Euro JPY and caused this buy to happen. Now, with all the sales that happened yesterday, you can see that it still rejected. If you go to the daily, you notice that it rejected about 75% or 50% of this initial week. If you notice, that's what happened. It rejected up to 75% of this initial week. What does that tell you? The buyers may continue. And today at 4 hours candle, you can see already it's already printing for buys. Most likely you may buy. I'm avoiding it because of how this candle closed. Okay, but Euro JPY today is gonna be, of course, gonna be bullish. Okay, so please take caution and set realistic targets when setting your TPs. Are we clear on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so any other question? Spoil them, spoil them.